Hello everybody, it's Annie with Arachne's Demise. I'm going to work on a soap today that I'm going to call Forest Fern. It's got a really nice scent. It's called Mystical Woods. It's very sort of a masculine scent, got some pine, and even some sort of amber notes in there that I really like. And we're going to do, with some squeeze bottles, 4 different colors. I'm going to drag those colors back and forth twice and then do kind of a combing effect, like a wide combing. I don't actually have a comb. I'm going to do it by hand, but it'd be the same effect of just going all the one direction like we had a comb. I've got some colors here that I mixed with mica. We're using the same olive oil soap that I always do. It's got some super fat with natural cocoa butter and safflower oil, so it's going to be really rich. This one here is a Egyptian emerald mica. We've got patina gold, golden green, and this one's actually the chameleon glitter, which is turned out a nice really warm brown, but we're going with earth tones because I want it to really kind of have a fern type look to it. We're going to put it into some squeeze bottles so I can get the stripes going. I thought about sectioning it off, but I really want thinner wisps of color going on, so that's what we're going to go. I'm actually going to start with my golden green here. I want the lightest color first so I don't get my spatula all gunked up. Now, squeeze bottles are really a pain in the butt to clean, but sometimes you need it to get the effect you want. A little bit left in my cup. I'm just going to drizzle that down now. It's the bottom. It doesn't really matter. I don't want to waste any. I got these ketchup and mustard squirt bottles, 2 for $1. So, you know me, I like to make it go the most economical way possible. Going with my patina gold right now. It's got such a nice shimmer I can see when I'm pouring it. Really pretty. I even have a little bit of mica gold, 24 karat gold mica in some safflower oil that I'm going to do some mica painting with this before we swirl it. It's going to be kind of like a Taiwan swirl, as I believe it's called in soap making. I get all of these terms mixed up in my head. I often don't know what's what. I know what it looks like in my head, but what do you call it? Alright. Going with the emerald green, Egyptian emerald green, I believe. Really pretty color. Whoops, too much. Got a little ahead of myself there. Soaping is messy. If you've ever made soap, I think you know that. Okay. One left, my chameleon glitter. Oh, yeah, that one's to the tippy top. Really looking forward to the way this turns out. I've had this one in my head for a long time, and I cannot wait to execute it. I'm going to not pour too much. Here's my chameleon glitter. Brown. This is a really sparkly mica on its own. It's almost got like a burgundy and a green undertone to it. We'll see if that comes through when the soap is set. Now right here I've got my lined box mold here. This is my leftover cup stuff. I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a drizzle action. So that's essentially what we're going to be doing with the squeeze bottles. I just want to control the amount that comes out. I have my squeezies over here kind of in red-yellow order and alternate them so I kind of get some even layers going on. We're just going to squeeze back and forth. You can be fancy with it, but the soap's going to move around on its own, so I just kind of squeeze. Lovely stripes. If I would have sectioned this off into 4 different chunks, it would have been too wide for kind of the effect I'm going for. I've been very inspired lately by a woman's marbling art. Her name is Susan Pogany. I think I'm saying that correctly. Stumbled across her marbling on Pinterest, and oh my lord, it's magical. It's really beautiful, and I've done a lot of marbling before, and it's for one, it's a lot harder than it looks. Sometimes your paints don't float. Sometimes one color spreads out more than the other and it takes over the color that you actually want to show up, and it's a tricky art, but her marbling art is probably the most gorgeous I've ever seen, next to Garip I, who's a Turkish man who, if you see his YouTube videos, look him up. That man can do portraits with floating paint on water. I can't even believe it. But Susan Pogany has a lot of this sort of design that I'm going for here, but I'm doing it with soap. Got a lot of camouflage colors going on right now. This would make a nice hunter's gift. It's a very outdoorsy fragrance. That's why I'm calling it Forest Fern, because it really smells like you're deep in the woods with all of Mother Nature and the wildlife and everything. Really enjoying the color scheme so far. My soap's at a really nice thin to medium trace. Really pretty excited right now. I've been doing a lot of soap lately. I've got this YouTube thing going. I'm not really sure, besides the couple dozen of you who actually watch these, if it's going to catch on, but that's not really the point. I figure this is fun. Somebody wants to watch? Cool. If not, fine with me. I've been really loving watching other people's soaping videos. I get inspired, and it's just really kind of nice to feel like I've met a lot of the fellow soapers out there just by watching their process and seeing the beautiful soaps that they make. Maybe I can do that for someone else. Definitely a camo color scheme going on right here. The goal with this, once I comb it and it's set to, would be to cut down the middle, and then I think 8 bars total. Such a lovely fragrance too. There's some pine in there, some cedar I think, and then it's amber and something else. I wish I had memorized the description, but to me it just smells like being deep within a forest, maybe some fresh rainfall, so everything's got that rich earthy smell to it. Some decomposing wood. I love the smell of decomposing wood. I think that's why a lot of people think fall. They think all the leaves dying. It's weird, but it's a good smell, and I think a lot of people like that too. My stripes are coming along nice. It's going to be a lengthy process. I want to lay it down evenly here. Don't want to do too much at once. I've been kind of experimenting with which cardboard boxes create the best size and shape for the effects I'm going for. Maybe one of these days I will invest in some really nice wooden molds, but I'm such that person where if the cheap route does the trick, why spend the money? I don't sell a ton of soaps. I make a lot of my my actual business is really doing a lot of wholesale orders. I wholesale beard balm and some organic scrubs and a Dead Sea mud mask. So that's kind of what my full-time job is creating those private label products. And I make soap and I sell some soap on my Etsy shop, but making soap is really just my therapy. Doesn't pay the bills, I guess, is my point. But if somebody wants to use my soaps, that makes me extremely blessed and happy feeling, and I enjoy the process just so much. Ooh, we're getting low. That's what that sound means. These stripes are beautiful. Okay, running low on that one. Got a couple more runs to do here. We want as little speckles as possible. We want the nice striping action to take center stage. Okay, gotta really whack it to get the rest out. Yeah, I don't want that. It's okay, it's gonna swirl. It's not gonna make too big of a deal. I just don't want them. Speckles are not what I'm going for. That one's done. A little bit more my golden green. The last of my patina gold. And the last of my Egyptian emerald colored soap here. Okay, I'm getting a nice couple thwacks. Spin it around. I'm going to let you get in here and kind of take a look. The stripes will go all the way down while I'm not going to be cutting the soap in half horizontally. When I cut the bars into pieces, you'll be able to see that cool variance in colors that we've got. Now, we're very liquid. We're perfectly liquid for what I'm trying to do here, which would be the swirling. I'm going to get my 24 karat gold mica oil to just do a couple drops. I want this to still be manly, so I don't want it to be too glittery. I think glittery soaps look pretty, but glitter can be kind of annoying. I definitely don't want my soaps to annoy anyone. Just a couple of little, this I can do with speckles, just clear out my little tube there. So we're just going to swirl that on the top. Alright. Chopstick, because I like that better than the skewer. I think the skewer is not wide enough. Okay. So first, I'm going very close together because I like the effect of that. We're going back and forth. Try to get as close as possible. Ooh, it's so pretty. Yeah, I feel really bad I missed all those soap challenges where they were doing stuff like this, because this is my bread and butter. Alright, now we're going this direction. Marbling, this is called, I believe, gelget is how you pronounce it in Turkish, which means tides, back and forth. So whether you call this a Taiwan swirl or whatever you call it, I call it gelget, or however you say it. Okay. I've got my beautiful Taiwan style swirl going right now. And for my fern effect, I'm going to just take it. If I had a comb, a nice comb, I would just go boom, once down, but I don't have a nice comb. And honestly, I kind of just like doing it myself. So the goal is for there to be a pull down the center of each bar. So I'm going to do 4 pulls in the center of where each bar would be at. Roughly, of course. Okay, I'm going to do that again because I want it to really pull downwards, and I'm going to do the sides as well here. Okay. And there you have it. Looks amazing. Smells amazing. Give it a twist and a tap. Oh my goodness, I'm really curious to see how that looks when it is cured. It's not exactly as good as a Susan Pogany marbling photograph of her paper, but let me tell you, it's still very nice. It's kind of what I was going for. Let me give you the close-up again here. Kind of like fern fronds. The gold is really nice, and all of those colors mix together beautifully, in my opinion. Very earth tonal. Perfect for the man in your life for Christmas time. Okay, so I'll meet you in the future when I cut these bars and I show you what they look like. All right, see you then. Hello, and welcome to the future. Knocking stuff down over here, no big deal. I've got our lovely Forest Fern soap all firmed up and ready to go. Wasn't going to cut these till tomorrow. I made them yesterday. But the soaps I waited a couple days on actually firmed up. One firmed up just a little bit too much, my Tesla coil soap, because I've been adding some sodium lactate to my soap, and you know what? It has been making it extra firm. I'm not used to that, so I was waiting a little too long. So I'm going to cut these bad boys now so they go nice and smooth. And you know what? I've also got a knife that I've been using because my little chopper was giving me some trouble. So I'm going to go with this knife here for my nice long, this one's a long one anyways, I need a knife. But I'm going to cut this guy in 8 bars. I like to start, I kind of just make a nice little break with the tip of my knife. And I've got to drag it to where I can get all the way through. Drag it back again. And alright. Oh yeah. I let my man friend smell this last night, and he said, that smells like Christmas. It smells so good. That's our cut from the inside here. Kind of some cool swirlies going. So he really liked it. It's definitely a manly fragrance. I'm going to get my little wooden guy here. Trim off some ends as we work. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. I did mark these too, so we're getting nice 2.5 inch bars. This may or may not look like a fern to you. Kind of does to me, but I like it. It's smelling super good. Definitely got that pine, kind of a, think of like a forest in the middle of winter, or even in fall when everything's just kind of really green smelling. Pretty. I'm going to trim the other rough edge off too here. Trimming the heck out of my soaps is something kind of new to me. I used to just plop them out of the mold and go, good enough. I feel like I'm wasting if I cut off the ends. I'm going to start seeing if people want to buy the ends. Just because, yeah, who knows. And then I'm really just trying to make my soaps look better. Oh, see, this one's really nice. Definitely has kind of the fern frond look that I was going for. And oh, it smells so good. Trim this guy's ends off here. Oop. Still a little soft in the middle. I'm going to probably wait on my rainbow soap that I made yesterday. Do that guy tomorrow because that one's thicker and I'm cutting it down the middle. See, it's kind of peeling off my end here. But these, because we're just going straight down and the sides aren't really what we're looking at, I think no problem. This guy being on the end and I'm trimming off a little more edges, he's not going to be a perfect square. They're all going to weigh about the same. Pretty. This is my kind of soap making. I like them when they're in the wide molds and not so much a column mold, because I like to do decorations to the top. It seems to work better for me than when I try to mess with the inside. We're definitely sticking to my knife over here, but we're good enough to get trimming. Yeah, that one's my favorite. I'll show you that one again. That's why the lighting sucks in here. Doesn't matter if the sun is out, it like glares and just makes a really terrible sort of uneven looking washed out tone. So I promise next few days I'm going to be in my new little setup, my soaping area. My videos won't be as crappy. They'll be probably still kind of crappy because I'm not good at editing, but if you're watching, you must not care about that. I can do many things. Photography and all things surrounding it, not my forte. Oh, so beautiful. I really love these. I wish you could smell them. Here, have a sniff. One more end of here, and then we've got another slab to get through. So pretty. And then the ends are kind of cool as well. You can see I'm pretty sticky. This is some sticky soap, but I don't want it to get too hard because then it's like crumbling, and crumbling is worse than sticky. You can smooth out sticky after the fact. Alrighty. Onto this guy. The colors did soften up a bit, but I'm not mad at that one bit. I think that's perfectly fine. Alrighty. Whoops, wipe this. It's been unseasonably warm where I live here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Not uncommon for us to have snow by Halloween. Actually had a really warm Halloween. Had about 3 times as many trick-or-treaters as I normally do because it wasn't pouring rain and 40 degrees. That's an end, but it's still cool. And it's been in the 60s all week. Completely unheard of for us around here in November, because it is November 6th today. Yeah. And definitely not what we're used to, but I am not mad at it. It's supposed to change by the end of tonight. We're going to be down in the 40s and raining like our typical Novembers. Yuck. And then the snow will come and it won't leave for 6 months. Here's the first one. Let me trim him up. I'm enjoying having my window open up here because it's so nice and warm. Baby likes it too. We've been going outside and just watching the cars go by. She loves to be outside. A couple more to go. I thought I needed to steam these, that there was some soda ash, but you know what? It's just the way that the colors softened up. It's not soda ash at all. They're just a little bit more muted now that they've started to cure. See if it comes back to being dark after it's fully cured. Sometimes that stuff can happen. You know what? These are one of the few ones that once we cut it, I really like the way the pattern is being isolated. That drag right through the middle, that's what I was going for, and it gives me that fern frond kind of a look. That's what I wanted. Alrighty. 2 more of these guys. Yummy, yummy. It smells like Christmas time. Hopefully the next time you see me cutting soap, well, not the next time, because I'll cut my rainbow soap tomorrow. But any soap batches after that, hopefully I've got my wire cutter. Got it on eBay and it's coming from China, so it might take a century and a half to get here. Yep. Kind of gunked up that one. I'll clean that up when my hands are clean. Wish the color was coming out better on this video here. One of these days, guys, when my baby's just a little bit older, I promise I'm going to learn how to do some real video editing software and not just editing on YouTube, where I kind of just piece things together and it's about all I know how to do. Even that, I'm on a learning curve. Me and technology don't really get along. This one's got a really cool design on the edge here. I'm going to try not to cut it all off. Alrighty. Last one. Got a nice gold drag in the middle, and then like check out this little guy right here. Some pretty swirlies. Color's still looking kind of washed out. I'll get some photos to post up as I always do. And there we have it. That is my Forest Fern soap, and I'm really pumped about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.